There's a moment every mom in the egg aisle knows. You're standing there with a carton in each hand. One says $3, the other says $8. And your kid is asking why eggs need a job title. Now. Cage-free, pasture-raised, farm-fresh, vegetarian-fed. The shells look exactly the same. You flip both cartons over, looking for the difference that costs you $5. And there's nothing back there but words. Pretty words. And you put both cartons back and just grab the one on sale, because nobody has time to solve a riddle before breakfast. I'm Penny. I'm a mom of two, and I'm the one holding up the line in the egg aisle, turning cartons over while my youngest asks for the 5th time if we can please go. I'm not a food scientist. I'm not a farmer. I'm just the mom who got tired of paying extra for a word I didn't understand. So I started looking every single one of them up. And here's the deal I always make with you. You don't have to trust a word I say today. Everything I'm about to tell you is either sitting right there on the carton or it's public record, a lawsuit, a settlement, a federal filing anybody can pull up. I'm going to name brands. Then you go check me. That's it. That's the whole arrangement. So let me give you the one tool first. The thing you'll keep long after you've forgotten every brand name in this video. Here it is. If a claim on that carton isn't backed by a real certification seal, something like Certified Humane, American Humane Certified, or USDA Organic, then it isn't a fact. It's just a word the company decided to print. Pasture-raised, farm-fresh, natural, vegetarian-fed, none of those words are regulated by anybody. Anybody can put them on a carton. The only thing that means something is a seal, an actual stamp certification from a group that goes out and checks. No seal, no proof. Just a marketing team's word choice. Say it with me so it sticks. No seal, not real. And here's one that'll make you laugh a little in a not funny way. If a carton says no hormones added, that's not a promise. That's a redundancy. Hormones have been illegal in poultry production in this country since the 1950s. Every single egg in that case, the cheap ones and the fancy ones, is legally hormone-free. Printing it on the expensive carton is like bragging that the water in your tap isn't on fire. All right, let's walk it, worst to best. And I'm starting with a name that feels like it's been in every farmhouse kitchen in America. Number 1, and it's a rough start, Land O'Lakes Eggs. That name carries 100 years of dairy trust, the farmer-owned co-op feeling, a butter tub practically every mom in this country grew up with. So when you see it on an egg carton, you assume the same folks are behind it, watching quality the way a small farmer would. Here's the sourced detail. Land O'Lakes branded eggs aren't produced by a little dairy cooperative. They're licensed out and produced by Cal-Maine Foods, the largest egg producer in the country. And Cal-Maine is one of 3 companies that just settled with the Department of Justice and 17 state attorneys general in June of 2026 over allegations that they coordinated with competitors to manipulate the industry's daily price benchmark between June of 2022 and March of 2025, a window when egg prices spiked as high as $8.53 a dozen. Cal-Maine didn't admit wrongdoing, and I'll be fair about that. No trial, no formal finding of guilt. But they are paying $1.5 million and donating 30 million eggs as part of that settlement. My verdict. You picked up a trusted dairy name, and you're actually buying into the company at the center of the biggest egg pricing scandal in the country. That trusted name did a lot of quiet work. It never had to explain. Number 2, Eggland's Best. This one leans hard on health. Superior nutrition, better numbers, the whole label is basically a doctor's note. Here's what's actually on the record. Back in 1996, the Federal Trade Commission fined Eggland's Best $100,000 for false claims that their eggs would not raise your cholesterol. That's not a rumor. That's an FTC settlement. And it's not just history. In March of 2024, a class action lawsuit was filed alleging that independent lab testing found these eggs actually contain more saturated fat than the label's claim of 25% less, not less. That same month, a separate consumer group sued them over their humane treatment claims, pointing to the company's own statements that their hens are raised in conventional caged systems. My verdict. This is a brand that has been telling you a health story since the 90s, and the health story keeps needing a lawyer to defend it. Number 3, Farmhouse Eggs, Sunny Meadow, and 4Grain. I'm grouping these together because they wear the exact same costume. The small farm picture, the folksy name, the feeling that you're buying direct from someone's actual barn. Source detail. All 3 of these brands are also owned and produced by Cal-Maine Foods, the same company tied to that price-fixing settlement I just told you about. Different label, different picture on the front, same company behind the curtain. My verdict. If you're switching between what looks like 3 different farms to feel like you're diversifying your grocery cart, you're actually buying from one giant supplier 3 separate times. Number 4, and this one is not a single brand. It is a whole shelf of cartons using the words pasture raised with nothing else backing it up. The picture is always the same: green grass, blue sky, a hen looking pleased with herself. Here is the source detail. Pasture raised is not a term the USDA regulates. Certified Humane and Consumer Reports both confirm it flat out. Anyone can print those words on a carton with 0 outdoor requirement attached to them. Without an actual certification seal next to it, the word pasture raised is doing all the same work as a sunset on a shampoo bottle. It is a mood, not a fact. My verdict. If you are paying the pasture raised premium and there is no seal on that carton, you are paying for a photograph. Number 5, any carton anywhere proudly announcing no hormones added or all natural. I already gave you the rule on hormones. It is not a fact. It is a law that applies to every egg in the store. And natural is even emptier. There is no standard for what makes an egg natural versus not, because eggs do not get processed the way, say, a granola bar does. My verdict, and this one costs you nothing to remember. Those 2 phrases are the grocery store equivalent of a shirt that says machine washable. Technically true of literally everything around it, and printed specifically because they know you will feel better seeing it. Number 6, and this is the one that stings a little more because it's the trendy, beloved one. Vital Farms. The tongue-in-cheek branding, the ethical mission language, the specific claim of 108 square feet per hen. People reach for this one feeling genuinely good about the purchase. Here's what the record shows. In 2021, a class action lawsuit backed by PETA's legal team alleged Vital Farms hens have their beaks tipped, and that many hens don't get the kind of real outdoor time the pasture-raised story implies. That case was dismissed in January of 2025, with no payout to consumers. And Vital Farms says the practices are independently audited, and it stands fully behind its claims. So I want to be fair, a dismissal is a real outcome too. But then, in January of 2026, an independent analysis found linoleic acid made up over 22% of the fat in these eggs, tied to the supplemental corn and soy feed the hens receive, something the company has always disclosed on its own website if you went looking for it. My verdict. This is the brand where the marketing and the actual farming practice have the most daylight between them. And to their credit, when pushed, they've mostly told the truth about it rather than hidden it. That's better than half this list. It's just not the whole pasture fantasy on the front of the carton. Now here's the turn, because I don't think anybody sat in a room and decided to trick you on purpose. When a carton of eggs was selling for $8 during a bird flu shortage, and the industry benchmark itself was allegedly getting nudged around behind the scenes, every single company on that shelf had a reason to reach for the prettiest word they could find and the highest price they could justify with it. Nobody woke up evil. It's just what happens when a business gets big, a shortage hits, and busy parents trust the front of the box because who has time to research eggs? So here's what I actually buy. Pete and Jerry's, because it carries both USDA organic and certified humane. 2 real seals, not just words. Honestly, any carton anywhere that has an actual certified humane or American humane certified stamp on it no matter what brand name is above it, because that stamp means someone showed up and checked. And if you want the honest budget pick, Kirkland Signature's organic eggs at Costco carry the same USDA organic standard without the premium branding tax on top. Here's your free hack, and it costs you nothing but 10 seconds in the aisle. Stop reading the big word on the front of the carton. Go straight to the bottom corner and look for an actual seal, a stamped logo, not a sentence. If there's no seal, treat every fancy word above it as marketing copy and buy on price with a clear conscience, because you're not missing out on anything you can't prove. So here's your homework, and I want it in the comments. Go to your fridge right now, pull out your carton, and tell me the brand, whether there's a certification seal anywhere on it, and how many of those unregulated words, pasture raised, natural, no hormones, show up on the front. I want to know how many of you are holding a real seal and how many of you are holding a story. If you want me flipping cartons with you every single week, calling out the pretty words and pointing you to the real seals, come on and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next aisle.